What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. My name's Dan. This is Neomustangs, Fox Body Mustang channel. If you like to go fast, you like to make stock block power, you like to make big Windsor power, you came to the right place. We're about to head over to the dyno today. We're gonna get this motor broke in, put a little bit of power down. Got a lot to talk about, got a lot to do, gotta switch the trailers real quick. Let's get into it. So I'm super excited to have that in tow today. My white Mustang. I can't wait to get that thing running, making some power. On our way over to the dyno to meet the mad scientist, Smart Dave, and get this thing, start getting this thing tuned up. So I could take you on the street with me and I can get this motor wore in. And, you know, check the bugs, check the antifreeze, make sure everything's working as planned. That way, when I do go back to the dyno, we're just making some straight power. Got the mad scientist over here. He's about to put the computer in. We're about to set up the binary editor so we can get this car actually fired up the correct way with the correct fuel and the right timing tables, etc. At that point, I should be able to take the car up and down the street without going into boost to wear the motor in, because that's very key, very important. And then we'll worry about taking this thing back over here, strapping it down in the dyno and making some serious power. Earlier in the week, we shot some footage with the mad scientist at the dyno while the Mustang was sitting on the trailer. Pretty much the only thing we were doing that day was trying to get a startup tune so we can wear the motor in and make some adjustment. Some adjustments, like I didn't even realize that my clutch fork was out of place. It actually clicked out of the pivot ball. And what that did for my clutch is it made it not work. So I had to loosen the clutch cable up, reset it. I had to push the clutch fork back up into the pivot ball, and you can almost hear it click. And then the clutch worked fine, just like, I mean, nice and soft McLeod twin disc. So what we're planning on doing today is getting back over to the dyno. But right now they're waiting on me over here at the dyno, so I gotta hit the road. I gotta hurry up, and they're waiting on me. So today we're just gonna be actually putting it on the dyno to just get a starter tune and maybe wear the engine in, because we still gotta actually change the oil on the engine. So we're gonna break it in on the dyno, make a little bit of power, not a whole lot, and then we're gonna just get the car where it's drivable so I can work out the rest of the bugs. Then we're gonna make some power. Let's get back in. This is legitimately all he does. He just takes people's money and sits here and plays on his phone in the diameter.
That wasn't my good side.
What's your good side? Is it the one with the booger?
I got booger?
I think it's right here. It's right here. Anyways, we're here on Saturday night with the mad scientist and Irishman. We're here to make some power with the white car, but not really, because this is more of a break the motor in, get the tune right a little bit, so we can work out the bugs. Car's got everything ready to go. I don't know what it's gonna do yet. We may get it 20 minutes in and something will be wrong, I gotta take it back home. So that's just the way these things work when you're building all these. Runs so much better than yesterday. All right, so in between doing his tuning and stuff, I figured I would talk to you guys about stuff that happens at the dyno. Listen, you guys, the reason why I'm successful with the dyno with these guys and we do a lot of successful dyno stuff is simply because we don't come to the dyno and it not be ready to dyno. It's really kind of hard to get your stuff set up to where you know that it's gonna run. So like yesterday, we were putting a startup tune on it, which you guys seen earlier, and we were like 10 degrees off in timing. And I found that my injectors were hissing, so they weren't totally seated in my fuel rails. There's just a lot of things that could really stop you from being successful on the dyno and just waste people's time or end up costing you more money because then they have to fix it. And there's a lot of dyno shops that won't touch anybody's car because then, you know, they're responsible for it. So, no, as far as, you know, getting your cars ready for the dyno, I understand that I do a lot of videos on the dynos. Something like this would cost $75 a pull, $100 an hour, $150 an hour. And I'm just kind of spoiled because I have a good friend Kevin, good friend Dave. I'm just kind of spoiled because I'm able to actually utilize this tool to the best of my ability, or utilize this tool to make my cars faster. So I guess what I want to say is, before we get running again, don't bring your car jacked up to the dyno unless you know it's right. You know, some of the common things that you find at the dyno when people come in is very simple. It's vacuums aren't hooked up right, sensors aren't in the wrong place. Let's get started. Let's do it again. So just like my other black car, I gotta sit in the hatch because the tires are spinning too much. 666, 688. Pretty much right at the same numbers we were with the stock bottom end block at its peak. Shit, we were running 18 pounds of boost on the 351 to get that number, or close to.
Still climbing.
Yeah, I know. 13. Still climbing power-wise. Oh man, this turbo's too small, Dave. So one thing we've determined thus far is the fact that I need a new turbo. This turbo is only a 7675 and it was rebuilt. It's the CEA aerodynamic one that Precision Turbo makes. But legit, this motor wants to make power. So I think one of the things we have to do is we have to upgrade the turbo this winter, early next spring. We'll make some power on it now, break the motor in, have a little bit of fun towards the end of the year. You know, it's fine for what it is now, but one thing is for sure, this turbo is too small for that engine. But we're gonna continue tuning. We're gonna continue making power, having some fun. We'll be able to get the car down the track a couple times this year, break the motor in, we'll come back and make some more power on corn fuel. But this car makes some freaking power. We're not even done yet.